Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be talking about the soul body and leaving forgiveness behind. So talking about the soul body first, as I talked about in one of my newest videos relating to the nature of the soul, that when you start to open the heart, like I talked about, sharing the bee breath, right, where you're plugging the tragus or the cartilage, just like this, right, and you're having a nice straight spine. Make sure that you're not laying down when you're doing it, okay? You're seated in a chair or you're cross-legged, okay, with your eyes closed. Deep breath in. Okay, and we continue to do that, like I said, 4 times. So 4 reps, 3 sets per day. That is really going to help you to open your heart. Why do we open our heart? So that we are one with the soul. And as I said, the soul is a body. It is witness consciousness. When we look at everything that represents ourselves, the soul is that. It is everything that is a witness. But again, it is a body. Okay? When I'm talking about spirit, that is completely different. That is permanence. But the soul is the eternal witness. It is the infinite witness. It is all vibration. It is everything that is the totality of life. And it does have a body. It is coherence. It is intelligence. And so as we open up the heart, even as we release, surrender, let go, we are being one with the soul body. And when you are, again, just present, when you are in presence, you are the soul. When you're here, when you're now, you are the soul body. So this is why it has always been so important with what great masters have been sharing over many centuries, over many millennia, with all of us, about the importance of being present, about being here and being now, and just being. And when we are simply being, we are the soul. That's the beautiful thing about it. The good thing as well, too, I would say even better than the good thing, the perfection to the soul is that you are beyond time, you are beyond space, you are beyond everything that we would understand physical laws to be. You do not have any of those things govern you because the soul is at the top. It is like the apex of the pyramid. And when we go into the soul body, we are infinitely present, infinitely aware, infinitely the witness, infinitely the observer. But again, it is a body. It's infinite, but it is also impermanent as well too, right? If we want permanence, if we want to be permanence, that's where spirit comes in. So continue to open up the heart, be present with your soul, and live through the soul. Because when we live through the soul, it is through the soul that is integrating everything pertaining to our life. So with everything that we do, the work we do, the money we make, the people in our life, the relationships we have, the career that we have, our own growth, when we are the witness consciousness, that being spirit, that being the soul, I should say. Spirit, of course, plays a big part of it as well. But as we are the witness of the soul, and we're looking into all those facets of life, everything comes from within and radiates without. When you live from the inside, you're living as the soul, right? And the most beautiful way to live from the inside is to have an open heart. So we're releasing, we're surrendering, we're letting go, we're opening up the heart. You can do that with the bee breath. You can do that with quite a few other methods as well too. But the most important thing is we're opening up the heart and we are living as the soul. We are living as the eternal witness. The second thing I'm talking about today in this video is about leaving forgiveness behind. Brad, why are you saying that? Isn't forgiveness important? It certainly is, but the whole idea is that when I've taught you guys these particular practices, when we look at, for example, the Prana transmission technique, in the Prana transmission technique, I don't tell you guys to forgive anything. I'm just telling you guys to put everything together, just looking at that thought, looking at the emotional inflammation that surrounds it, and then just chanting Om into it. Doing that 3 times. Checking in. Is it still there? Yeah, it's still there a little bit. Okay. Om chanting 3 more times. Is it there? No, it feels completely gone. And of course, we go into transmission. We clean up the cellular body, letting spirit take care of it. So throughout that particular practice, for example, I never told you guys once to do any form of forgiveness work. Okay? You don't really need to forgive at all. That's kind of the important thing here. And I know that so many spiritual circles and New Age circles and all of that talk about the nature of forgiveness. Forgiveness in that sense has been archetyped quite commonly through religious practices and New Age practices as well too. You don't need to forgive. Okay? You don't need to forgive yourself. You don't need to forgive anybody else. Well then, Brad, what do? We surrender. Okay? Surrendering is who you are. You are surrender. You are awareness. You are beingness. You are presence. That's all you have to do. So when I've said those things, surrendering, being present, being aware, being your beingness, I said anything about forgiving? None. Nothing at all. So you do not need to concern about forgiving. What does it take for one to forgive? Well, firstly, they have to be present. They have to surrender. They have to be aware, right? As they are shining that invisible light of awareness, that surrendering completely and totally absorbs everything that is troublesome within that person that they are bringing awareness to. So again, I'm not saying anything about forgiveness. Forgiveness is an effect. It's not a cause, right? So basically, when I've surrendered to something, I could say, oh yeah, okay, I forgave it, okay? But really all I was doing was I was just being aware, I was being present, I was surrendering, and I was letting go. I was releasing. So I didn't have to do anything as it relates to forgiveness whatsoever. Forgiveness is just an effect. It's not a cause. I think I'm the only person online who's actually talked about forgiveness like this. Because again, I always experiment with things, right? Everything I share with you guys, I run through the mill myself, right? I look into these things. I experiment with these things. I experience these things as well too. And there's nothing in regards to forgiveness. When I'm doing prana transmission technique, there's nothing to do with forgiveness there. Even when I'm looking at BCR, when I'm going into reinforcement, when I'm bringing love energy into myself, and just the love energy is there, it's taking care of everything. I don't even really have to command it to forgive anything. Okay? And of course, when we're looking at the release ball method, nothing to do with forgiveness at all. And it works, right? BCR works. Prana transmission works. The release ball method especially works. So this is where we can let go of that idea to forgive, because especially when I see other people, like if I'm on social media and I see other people just going through a very hard time, I just see all these commenters just going, oh, you just need to forgive. You just need to forgive. You just got to forgive it all. Forgive it all. And it's almost like you can feel the person who was putting the post out blow their top. Will you stop telling me to forgive everything? Right? It's not about forgiveness, okay? We can let go of that. Like I said, at best, forgiveness is an effect. It's not a cause. It's when you are present. It's when you shine your awareness upon the problem. And as you're shining awareness upon it, surrender happens. And there's no effort to surrender whatsoever. There's no effort to awareness, right? If I'm just saying, put your finger up right now. Are you aware of your finger that's up? Okay. Are you aware of your hand that's up? Are you aware of your space? Are you aware of your neighborhood? Are you aware of the entire planet Earth? Yeah, of course I am, Brad. It's all just awareness. Well, there you go. Did that take any effort? No, not really. Hardly none at all. There you go. What we're doing is we're being aware, we're surrendering, we're releasing. That's it. Nothing to do with forgiveness whatsoever. So let forgiveness go. Instead, be aware, be in surrender, and release what remains. And you're free. and you're liberated. That's the key to working in self-liberation, in self-freedom, in self-integration. It all comes through our awareness, because we are awareness. There is no personal awareness. There is no human awareness. There is no entity awareness. There's just awareness. Just like there's just consciousness. Just like there's just surrender. Just like there's just beingness. Just like there's just the soul. Just like there's just spirit. Okay? That's the idea. So let go of forgiveness. You don't need it. Discard it from the wayside. Push it aside. And just be aware, surrender, and release. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar.